I struggled with weight loss and finally lost 25 pounds. Before I elaborate, let me just quickly say, if you scroll down to the description and click the link, I will personally help you lose weight because you're probably sick and tired of how you are and where you got yourself to be this overweight. And I was once there, so I will personally make sure you will achieve the goals you want to achieve in terms of weight loss. So scroll down and click the link in the description. Um, so yeah, uh, for the longest time, a very long time, it's probably from my early high school career up until last year, I struggled with weight loss. When I was in school, like elementary school, grade 7 and 8, and early high school, I was rather not. I wasn't overweight, but I had a significant amount of body fat, and at the time, I was aware of it. I wasn't happy with it, but for some reason, the idea of finding a solution, whether it be on the internet or educating myself, wasn't something that didn't cross my mind. So it was a while where I just carried myself in that fashion of being overweight. Um, and then it wasn't until maybe grade 11, late grade 11, summer grade 11, or whenever I started hitting puberty, where because of the nature of puberty, I started losing that fat. Now, that was happening, and as well as in grade 12, one of my classes, it was a gym class, it was weight training class. So essentially, for class, we would work out every day. So combining my start at puberty and with weight loss, I lost a lot of weight, and I was pretty much fit, not crazy like level shredded, but I was a lot more fit than I was when I was in grade 9 or 10, and it wasn't until no, I mean like after grade 12, going into college, I was still fit. I was still trying to maintain that, but since I wasn't working out, which I should have, every day, and I continued to eat the same way I did, maybe slightly even worse. I started to gain the same weight that I typically had for the other parts of my life. Um, and then it got to the point in college, I think sometime in late college, where I started trying attempts to lose this weight. Now, I tried many attempts. I tried doing a lot of cardio. I tried eating like healthier foods, like Subway. Subway's not healthy, but what I thought was healthy, like Subway. Like eating yogurt with grains. I remember um, stuff like that. And then it was around that time where I discovered the ketogenic diet, or the keto diet. And to me, after all these attempts, when I finally figured this out, I thought to myself, yes, this is the solution. I know it. This has to be. And it wasn't the solution at the time because of how I approached it. A lot of the times when I was attempting keto, I made many mistakes. One of those mistakes was uh, constantly needing to eat. I didn't limit my meals to 1 or 2 meals a day. I was eating a lot, so trying to combine that with constantly having meals that are keto friendly set me up for failure. Snacking, I would snack in between to help fix the solution. Uh, to help fix the problem of being hungry in between meals. So I would eat a meal that's keto, and then in between the meals I would eat a snack that's considered keto friendly. So not only did I waste a lot of money on those snacks, I just wasted my own time because they did nothing and I kept failing. Another mistake I made was I I for some reason thought this was a brilliant idea where I would get like a chicken breast or a piece of steak and um, cook that and bring that to school the next day and eat that for my lunch and think that's some sort of progress. Like now, mind you, yes, that would have been progress, but then because I was making all these other mistakes of wanting food all the time and not limiting my meals and snacking in between, the eating that piece of chicken breast wasn't enough. After I ate it, I felt fine, but then it wasn't enough to keep me going. And with that whole concept too, I should have known where that like I shouldn't be eating this much. I should limit my meals to 1 to 2 meals a day, or even three max. And also the concept of fasting, that never crossed my mind during that thing, and that would have helped me a lot, because if let's say I had that chicken breast and that was my only meal, and I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna fast now until the next day, and I know this is gonna help me, then I guess that would have been a different story. But because I was not educated and didn't understand this concept of fasting, as soon as I was hungry, I was like, oh, what do I do now? Because when you're fasting, you go through the same process that I did when I had that meal and I was hungry. I like, you crave food, right? Like, you're hungry, but because you know that you're fasting and that you need to wait until the next period, it's not easier, but it's a lot. It's a more smoother transition from that meal to the next day, or whenever your next meal is planned. So that's one of the big mistakes I was making, um, fasting and not fasting. So yeah, that was me in college, all those attempts, and come my graduating college in 2020 was when the pandemic hit. Now, um, when the pandemic hit, it was the same time I graduated, and when I graduated, I said to myself that I really need a year off from what I was studying. And during that year off, I foolishly made the decision to go full time at this grocery store job that I was working at the time, because I thought I had potential in there. Now that's a separate topic, but it also played a fact into my weight gaining. The idea of keto came in and out during those times. There were times where I tried, but again kept failing for the same reasons as I failed in college. And so my point is with the job is, I was so unhappy with that job and where I was, and with the pandemic going on, and just how crazy everything was. I I was really stressed. It wasn't depression or anything. I just was really stressed, like financially, and again, like the things I just said. So my way of coping with stress was eating. So sorry. So every day after my shift, I would go down the street from where I worked and went to the fast food, whatever fast food there was, and I would order a burger or whatever, a drink and fries, or whatever. Like, I would order their food and go home and watch Netflix and eat it, and rinse and repeat for a very, very long time. And because of that, I started gaining a lot of weight. My heaviest weight was actually last year. I was weighing 205 pounds, and yeah, that was probably not probably that was my lowest uh, part of my life, combined like with the job and everything. But yeah, there are even moments of that time where I would go to that very same fast food restaurant and have that same meal like 2 3 times a day, which is horrible. I was gaining so much weight. I was killing my brain cells with the crappy food and all that stuff. So fast forward, it wasn't until I fixed one of the mistakes that I was doing with keto, where I I actually started educating myself, which I should have done years ago. But I finally started educating myself with YouTube channels that I stumbled upon. They specialize in keto. It's just these doctors, and I learned so much because they have very thorough, informative videos, and I just binge watched those videos for hours and hours, where it just opened my eyes so much, and it just made me realize, like, wow, I was really screwing up when I was trying to do this. So it was just so like good to finally know and learn, like, all those years, and I just wasted time. So yeah, essentially I educated myself. I started doing things properly with my meals and when I ate, and implementing fasting properly, and just understanding that combining those two, keto and fasting, just was very beneficial. Now you have to understand, each person is different, so what works for me probably won't work for the next person. And who's to say that cardio or other diets would have worked for me? They might have worked for me, but it's just, I don't know. Me personally, keto and fasting is just the key that unlocked my ability to get to where I want to be, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to share my experience with those who were at one point, or sorry, that are still in that point where I used to be, and essentially guide them to where they want to get to, and have them realize that it's not impossible. You can achieve it, because that was my mindset as well. I guess that's another mistake I used to make, where I thought it was impossible, physically impossible for me to lose weight, and I just always thought, man, I'm never gonna not be 205 pounds. Like, I'm gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But no, there is light at the end of the tunnel. um, but yeah, so if you want my help, click the link in the description. I will personally help you lose your body fat, and if you don't want to, whatever. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below. I hope this video was very informative to you, and if not, thank you for watching, and have a great day.